Hi guys, I'm Adam Wilborn from WhatCulture, joined by Phil Chambers from WhatCulture. Money in the Bank 2021 is just finished and we are here to tell you what went down. And where do we start, Phil? I mean, John Cena's back to challenge Roman Reigns. Seth Rollins probably going to fight with Edge at SummerSlam. We've got Big E and Nikki Cross, or Nikki Ash, or ASH, or whatever you want to call her, as the Mr. and Mrs. Money in the Bank holders. Kofi Kingston got murdered by Bobby Lashley. But more importantly than all that, I suppose, Phil, we're in the new studio and fans are back. And what a reaction they gave tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. It was really good to have fans back. Really good to be back in the studio together for once. But we started off on the pre-show. Where else would we start? And it was the Mysterios going up against the Usos for the SmackDown Tag Team titles in a match that we all thought was kind of obvious. Let the Mysterios win. And the first match, like on a pay-per-view with fans back, big babyface crowd reaction. Nope, the Usos won. We've got new tag team champions over on SmackDown. It was a really fun match, though. Obviously, it's the Usos and the Mysterios. That amount of talent in the match is going to be quite fun. There was a great bit where Rhea was going for a 619, and I can't remember which of them. Sorry, Usos. Yeah. They're probably going to hate me for that. But one of them just leapt in front and threw himself into the feet of Rey Mysterio to save the other one. And then I think, was it Jimmy rolled up Rey Mysterio at the end, sort of a la SmackDown, the finish with the distraction. And then Jay pushed his feet onto Jimmy's back, if I've got them the right way around, to get the sort of sneaky pin 1, 2, 3. But the Usos are your new SmackDown Tag Team Champions.
Yeah, and the Mysterios arrived via Vortex wearing Slapjack's mask, apparently. I've no idea what was
Still
going on.
Still don't understand that.
But yeah, it's a surprise to start things off, and yeah, just very excited to see where they go with SmackDown with, look at all the gold we've got alongside Roman Reigns, although, as you pointed out, they're silver. Anyway, let's start on the main card, though, and the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. And it is, as I mentioned in the intro, Nikki Cross, who has the briefcase now. Nikki Ash, Nikki ASH, I can never know what they're going to be calling her. This was a weird one. The parts involved in it, we all looked at the men's one and went, that could be spectacular. And the women's was, there could be some great stuff in there, and we were speculating, probably Alexa's going to win, or Liv Morgan or someone like that. Nope, none of that. Nikki Cross grabbed the briefcase while 6 of the women were fighting a top ladder. She just climbed past them and went, sorry, can I just get to the... Thank you very much. Grabbed the briefcase. Where was Alexa Bliss in all this? Well, earlier on in the match, she'd used her magic powers to attempt to, I think, summon the briefcase down and then hypnotise Zelina Vega, and the crowd did not like that one. In the end, though, they all sort of ganged up, attacked her, beat her down on the outside, and put all the remaining ladders on her before the finish spot. But yeah, Nikki Cross, almost a superhero, but definitely a Money in the Bank holder.
Hey, I like it. Yeah, an interesting finish, let's say. I'm not gonna lie, kind of enjoyed it just because of the sneaky thing up, but it was different.
Yeah, it wasn't. It's not a Money in the Bank match that's going to live long.
No, absolutely not. But then we moved on to AJ Styles and Omos versus the Viking Raiders in a match that we all assumed AJ Styles and Omos would win, and they did win on this one. But again, it was a really, really good, fun tag team match. Omos got loads of stuff in there. It took the Viking Raiders so long just to knock him down onto a knee, but it was really good fun, really well played out. Obviously, AJ Styles and the Viking Raiders are great. Ended up with Omos getting his big choke slam thingy on one of the Viking Raiders. Eric, I think it was. And yeah, getting the 1, 2, 3 for their team. But again, just a fun, simple tag team match.
Yeah, often I say with these things, this was just a match straight out Monday Night Raw. But this was a strip match straight out Monday Night Raw. Because it was going to be on tomorrow night before Bayley got injured, and they changed all the stuff around. They took the I Quit match off and blah, blah, and they went, oh, God, we need to put another match on the card. And that's not to besmirch it. It is what it is. The Viking Raiders, they're so deceptively agile. And I'm not just talking about Ivar. Eric was great in there too, and there was some really hard-hitting knees that they
The way everyone was throwing each other around in that match was very, very impressive.
Yeah, really good stuff. I particularly like the bit where it looked like they had AJ Styles down. I think he'd gone for a phenomenal forearm or something like that, and almost just pushed Eric, and he fell into the pile to break up the pinfall. But yes, AJ Styles and Omos retain the Raw Tag Team titles. And then we witnessed a murder. It was Bobby Lashley versus Kofi Kingston. We talked about this on our live stream. They really instilled this sense of maybe Kofi could do something. And we all sat there and said, oh, there's going to be that 2 count where you really bite on it.
Yeah.
There wasn't. He battered him for about 7 minutes. There was a tiny bit of offense that Kofi got in relatively early on.
Yeah.
But then it was just it was stop, he's already dead. Just Dominator. And then another Dominator. And then another Dominator. And he'd already put him in a hurt lock prior to that. He finished it off with another hurt lock. It was domination from the almighty Bobby Lashley, Phil, and setting him up for, I don't know, maybe a really big guy at SummerSlam.
Maybe, pretty much setting him up for any big guy you could possibly imagine with the way that Kofi Kingston sold for the guy on this event. It was basically Bobby watched the Brock versus Kofi match and was like, how can we do better than that?
What about that, but over 7 minutes?
Yes, let's go 7 times as long and beat him up 7 times as much. But yeah, Kofi sold his ass off for Bobby in this, and Bobby come out of it looking like a
lots of heat,
$1 million.
but good heat for this.
Yeah, good heat, I think. And I enjoyed the match in terms of what it was, in terms of getting heat for Bobby Lashley, not in terms of what it did for Kofi Kingston, obviously, but I think it's going to lead for bigger and better things with Bobby Lashley.
They sort of knew that no one's going to be talking about it. Not no one, that sounds bad, but the focus of this show is not going to be on that match. Yeah. So they just was like, right, well, what's the result that gets Bobby that momentum heading towards SummerSlam? And that's exactly what they did.
And no one really thought Kofi Kingston was going to win that match at the end of the day. But then moving on to a match that had a terrible build, but actually managed to pull it off in the end. Charlotte versus Rhea Ripley. Coming into this, lowest of low expectations for this match, because I think just the way they've presented it on Raw has given no one an option of cheering anyone. And I think, honestly, Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley kind of knew that and went into it and was like, screw you, everyone. We're going to beat the crap out of each other and put on a great show. And you're going to buy into it just because it's that damn, painful, I guess. And they went for it and they pulled it off. Really, really good showing from Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair. Loads of really, really close near falls where you thought they had it, but they didn't. Rhea Ripley kicked out of a natural selection where Charlotte Flair sort of came off the top rope and did it to her. Really, really good stuff. Eventually broke down to the figure of 8, obviously, and Rhea Ripley tapping out. But all credit to these two for pulling off a really, really good match from a feud that nobody, and I mean nobody, even the fans in that building at the beginning of this match cared about, but by the end of it, by God, they cared about it.
The bit where we thought the lights had gone out and we thought there was going to be a return, and in reality, I think Charlotte Flair just crotch chopped and then flipped off the audience. That started well. But yeah, like you say, they just battered each other in this match. Top row natural select. I've never seen her do that before.
Yeah, it was really good.
Just some really good stuff in there. There was a bit where she went up for the Riptide and Charlotte spiked her with a DDT. There was the classic Charlotte Flair moonsault to the outside that just looks sensational. And then, at the end, Rhea Ripley goes to get Charlotte Flair. She's sort of leaning out the ring. Charlotte is selling on the outside, and Charlotte just slammed her head against the ring post.
Of it.
And then trapped Rhea Ripley. Trapped Rhea Ripley's leg in between the post and the stairs. Stamped on that 3 times, and then it sort of gives her the excuse of tapping out for the figure 8. I'm intrigued to see where this goes next. I can understand why some people might bloody hell, Charlotte Flair wins again, but let's see where it goes tomorrow night and see what happens next. What happened next on the night was me and Phil leaping out of our chairs as Big E did what we all hoped he could. We all thought he's one of the favourites in this match, but it is WWE. But when they try and compensate for being crap to you, they really do go all in at times. Big E is your new Mr. Money in the Bank, and it got the best reception, the loudest reaction from the fans. This was a bonkers match. Seth Rollins and John Morrison teaming up. Shinsuke Nakamura getting sprayed with a dripstick just as he was about to grab the briefcase. Ricochet reminding everyone how goddamn good he is. The height you shouted about it when he jumped off the ladder and then bounced off the top ropes and flipped to the outside. Riddle hitting everyone with an RKO. But the important thing here is Big E hit a big ending on Seth Rollins, who was fingertips away from grabbing the briefcase. He grabbed him, took him off the ladder. Oh my God, I've just remembered. Kevin Owens took a horrible bump. He got grabbed off one of the ladders, powerbombed to the outside. They had the old ladder bridge between the apron and the tables, and it just bent in the worst possible place. We hope he's all right. He was rolling around and they were checking him. I didn't see the dreaded X, so that's always a good sign. But get well soon, Kevin Owens. He always takes mad bumps in the match. That wasn't the only one he took in there. But yes, Big E with a big ending on Seth Rollins off a ladder. then went up top, grabbed the briefcase. I genuinely still can't believe that that's happened and that's the thing. He's Mr. Money in the Bank.
Yeah, absolutely. Such a feel-good moment just seeing Big E up there and like what it obviously means to him and what it meant to all the fans in the building and to us here. It was such a really good moment, but just a personal, heartfelt plea to Kevin Owens. You do not need to kill yourself in every pay-per-view match. It's okay.
I think we said, didn't we?
It's okay, Kevin.
Sami Zayn was like, yeah, I don't mind losing that last standing match. If I don't have to go into and take those goddamn bumps, I'm fine.
Mental. But that led us into our main event of the evening, which was, of course, Roman Reigns versus Edge. Edge getting a fantastic crowd reaction. Roman Reigns getting a fantastic crowd reaction in a very different manner.
Who's the bitch now? I think was the best line from him.
And right from the start, you knew this was going to be something very different. They played up to the fans that in a way that we've not seen in such a long time in WWE.
That match. Sorry.
Half an hour. And for like the first 5 minutes, they barely did anything because they were just playing to the fans and playing the heel versus face roles, and it was absolutely fantastic. But a much slower paced match, but it built and built and built throughout it to a fever pitch at the end when obviously there was gonna be some shenanigans. Roman Reigns went in for the Superman punch. He hit Edge, but as Edge went down, he took out the referee with him. And then after that, the Usos came out, but then after them, the Mysterios came out directly. And just as the Usos were about to get in the ring to attack Edge, the Mysterios came out and they took them out. And then Seth Rollins was out there, and Edge basically had Roman Reigns in with the chair, with the crossface like he's been doing on SmackDown all this time, with Roman Reigns squealing like he does. Kicked Edge in the head, did Seth Rollins, and then Seth Rollins barreled out of there. But then that wasn't quite enough because it carried on after that. But yeah, eventually Roman Reigns is still your Universal Champion over on SmackDown, and they're very much building towards this Edge versus Seth Rollins thing on SmackDown.
Lots of great near falls. There was Roman Reigns setting up what you thought was a straightforward spear. Edge spears Roman Reigns instead, gets a near fall off the back of that. Like you said, there was a crossface earlier on without a bit of chair. Roman Reigns after the ref bump got the chair, got it used on himself. You see, like you say, Edge got kicked in the head by Seth Rollins, and then still looked like he was going to win the match. He'd fought back. He was setting up for a match-finishing spear, but as he went to set up for that, Seth Rollins came down, jumped back up on the apron. Edge kicked him off it, so Roman Reigns speared him. 1, 2, 3. Roman Reigns retains the Universal Championship
with shenanigans, but that wasn't it.
No. Post-match, Seth and Edge brawl through the crowd as anticipated. They have probably set up a match, you would assume, for SummerSlam. That's going to be sensational. And we'd already seen that sort of preluded by Seth, we should say, after he lost Money in the Bank, saying he's got to change his plans. And this is obviously where we ended up. And he was squaring up to Roman, saying he wouldn't have beat him, you wouldn't be champion if it hadn't have been for me. So that's another intriguing twist in the storyline. But Roman Reigns is stood in the ring going, oh, well, I guess that's it. I guess the end of the pay-per-view. Grabs a mic, says, I hope now everyone will acknowledge me. And he's standing tall and lifting the title when whose music should hit? But one, John Cena. He comes down. He's got hair like when he was Vanilla Ice when he first started out in WWE. But he is going to face Roman Reigns. He's got the filming schedule's wrong. He's not bollocks. He's facing him.
Of course he is.
And it's the perfect SummerSlam headliner, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be really good fun. Obviously, another massive scalp for Roman Reigns' collection. Because there's no way John Cena's going to beat him, let's face it. But I am very, very much looking forward to that and the build to it, more to the point. Especially now that the sort of Roman Reigns faction has all the gold, and he was still kind of belittling Jimmy and Jey Uso, like, oh no, you can keep your little belts, it's fine, earlier on in the show. And yeah, the build, you've got Roman Reigns versus John Cena, you've got Seth Rollins versus Edge, you've got Bobby Lashley versus
a big
Goldberg
guy.
or what, or some kind of big chap that's going to be coming in at some point. You've got Big E looming over it all with the Money in the Bank briefcase. It's looking like it's going to be a hell.
Too?
Oh yeah, at some point. Hopefully, it's looking like it's going to be a good fun SummerSlam, and this was indeed a good fun Money in the Bank.
Yeah, really enjoyed that, and John Cena just mugging Roman Reigns off of just stepping up to him, and looks like they're going to have a back and forth, a tete akin to what they did ahead of No Mercy, I believe it
Yeah.
was. And John Cena just dropped him the old, nah, see you later, boy.
No.
Oh, mouth-watering
Love it.
prospect. A
So
brilliant
much fun.
pay-per-view, or brilliant conclusion to the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Let us know your thoughts on the whole thing, though, down in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And subscribe to What Culture Wrestling on either iTunes, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts from, for daily wrestling podcasts. Myself and Michael Hamflett going into a more detailed review. Probably be out in the next few, I don't know, hours. Something like that. Let us know your thoughts on Twitter at WhatCultureWWE. Follow both of us. You can follow Phil Chambers at
Fill My Chambers, and you can follow Adam Wilborn at
Adam Wilborn. Follow us all at WhatCultureWWE. But this has been Money in the Bank. What went down? My thanks to Phil Chambers. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you soon.